So in the last class we had started mine environment, and in which we have already discussed a few concepts. So first I will revise those concepts, then we will start our today's lecture. Okay, we have discussed the definition of the mine's air pollution. What is the air pollution, and what is the distance? Like distance is the 500 meters, and what type of the meta pollutant like SPM, the suspended particle matters, respirable particle matters, sulfur dioxide, oxygen of the nitrogen. Then we have seen the suspended particle matters, annual as well as 24 hours limit. So annual limit is 360, 24-hour limit is 500. Respirable particular matter, which is less than 10 micrometer, annual size is 180 and 24 is 250. Sulfur dioxide, annual 80 and 24 is 120. Oxide of the nitrate, annually and 24 hour. Annually is 80 and 24 is 120. The sulfur and nitrogen are similar, 80 120, 80 120. You have to focus on these. So you can easily compare both of them. That SPM is double. So if you are considering 180 of for the respirable particle matter, then the suspended particle is 360. It is double of the respirable particular matter. ठीक है? And if you are taking the 24-hour, then 250 for the respirable particular matter, which size is less than 10 micro, and 500 is for suspended particle matter. ठीक है? आपको ये कैसे भी करके try to remember these facts, है ना? Then we have seen the air pollutant standards. So I told you to remember this table also. These two table I told you to try to read 2 4 5 times, so it will stick in your mind, है ना? ये sometimes they will directly ask the particular metal less than 10 micros, annual limits. So 60 microgram for the 2400. And ecological sensitive, both are the similar, so do not need to worry, because both are the similar for the industrial, residential as well as the ecological sensitive. Particular matter, which is less than 2.5 micrometer, annual limit is 40, 40 60. This is also similar, so do not need to worry. Sulfur dioxide, annual is 50 and 24 is 80. So like that you have to remember. There is no shortcut for that, otherwise I already told you, है ना? आपको थोड़ा बहुत पता होना चाहिए बेसिक. And if you are preparing and you want to get a job, then रट लेना भाई, कैसे ही करके इस चीज़ों को दोनों को रट लो. आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट क्वेश्चन विल डायरेक्टली कम फ्रॉम दैट, पर अगर आ गया तो अफसोस नहीं होना, है ना? यू विल हैव अ एज, है ना? So then we had seen the whole road drilling operation, loading plant, crushing plant. Like this is the dumper running on the whole road, so it will also generate the dust. Then we have seen the drilling operations and loading plant or loading points. So loading plant is CHP, crushing point, and loading points where you load your dumpers. Then we have seen the videos related to gravity settling tank and electrostatic precipitator. We have also seen cyclone separator, fabric fitter, bag fitter, and wet scrubber. Then we have seen the diseases, nystagmus, nystagmus. If I am pronouncing it wrong, correct yourself. Nystagmus, nystagmus. और देखो, paper will be objective. So sometime if you can't remember the exact name, you can remember with the any awkward name. So it, if you can, है ना, जिससे आपको कैसे भी करके इस नाम को याद रखना, नस्टागमस. What is the nystagmus? I told you nystagmus is related to eye disease, where it will be three types: horizontal, vertical movement, and circular movement. We have seen lot of images like these. These are the nystagmus. Then we have seen ankylostomiasis. Ankylo- Ankylostomiasis. Ankylostomiasis क्या होता है कि where hookworms enter in your body and it will affect your body, where it the chances will be maximum where the condition is insanitary condition or the dirty water. Okay, so it will enter in your body, and then we have seen pneumocosis, pneumocon pneumoconiosis, pneumoconiosis. What is pneumoconiosis? It is the type of the lung disease and which affect your lungs. Then we have seen the fibrosis producing and toxic producing. Fibrosis producing is silicosis causes by silica and quartz, and asbestosis, which causes by silicate of the magnesium, are the most important in this group. So please remember the fibrosis, silicosis, and asbestosis. ठीक है, ये दो नाम आपको याद होने चाहिए. देन toxic producing compared to lead, mercury, and other heavy metals. So we have discussed up to that. Now today we will start. So if you have any doubt, you can comment in the chat box. Otherwise we will start. ठीक है, अगर आपको अभी भी कोई डाउट है, यू कैन आस्क मी, है ना, यू कैन कमेंट इन द चैट बॉक्स. Otherwise we will start within 30 seconds. So today we will discuss noise pollution. So first, what is noise pollution? सब जानते हैं, भीड़ भड़के में जाते हैं तो वहां तो हो गई, जहाँ पे बहुत सारे लाउड स्पीकर लगे होते हैं. सो वेन एवर द लाउड स्पीकर इट either it is temple or mosque. So nowadays you find these type of sounds, so it's also generate the noise pollution. And in the mines or in the you can see your machinery is also generating the noise, and your cutter or breaker, road breaker, is also creating the noise pollution. So it is very disturbing. So what is the noise pollution? As per the Center Pollution Control Board, what is the noise pollution? Noise pollution is unwanted sound. Any unwanted sound is known as noise pollution. So unwanted, so if you are stay in the unwanted noise or unwanted environment, what will be effect? Adversely affect humans or other living organisms like animals, birds. birds and animals, है ना? So WHO is also defined your sound intensity should be less than 70 decimal. So you can remember this fact that what WHO mentioned about the limits 70 decibel are not damaging for the living organism. What it means? So it should, and if you exposed more than 8 hours to constant noise 85 degree decibel. So what is decibel? Decibel, it is the unit of the sound. So first it is a basic, so you should know what is the unit of the sound, which is decibel. So say, according to the WHO, 70 decibel, less than 70 decibel is normal for the living, and it will not affect the living organism, but it depends how much or how long you stay. So if you are staying in the environment more than 8 hours, where the sound or the noise is more than or 85 decibel, it will be hazardous. So please remember these two fact, or only one two it is only one fact, so whole line you should remember. So थोड़ा बहुत स्टेटिस्टिक देख लेते हैं. It is not mentioned in your AK Gorai, so you should write a few points if you consider, because this is the current based. So if they want, they can ask you, because environment and ventilation both are in your syllabus, so they can ask you, है ना? So आपको ये चीज थोड़ा बहुत पता होना चाहिए. यूएनईपी, यूनाइटेड नेशन का एक बॉडी. यूएनईपी. So UNEP annual frontier report. So first you should know annual frontier report is report of UNEP. UNEP each year publish a report which name is annual frontier report. है ना? According to that report, ढाका. ढाका. ढाका कहाँ पे है? It is the capital of. Please comment in the chat box if you know. है ना? कैपिटल है ये. सो इट ढाका इज द रैंक फर्स्ट विच इज द नॉइज, जो सबसे ज्यादा पोल्यूट मतलब एयर साउंड पोल्यूशन होता है जहाँ पे. सो इट इज द नॉइजेस्ट सिटी इन द वर्ल्ड. आफ्टर द ढाका, फर्स्ट इज ढाका, सेकंड इज द मुरादाबाद, यूपी. सो सेकंड इज द मुरादाबाद. Then if you want to arrange other five, if you want to know about the according to these reports other cities of the India, then they are Jaipur, Asansol, Kolkata, New Delhi, and we have seen Muradabad. So please remember if you can, because they may ask you, because nowadays the competition is increasing. So do not rely on only the previous year. So it is the current base. I have gathered this information for you. So please write down these facts. कि पहला पॉइंट क्या है कि फर्स्ट सिटी इज ढाका, बांग्लादेश. Okay, and annual frontier report is published by UNEP. And second city is Muradabad. Or five cities of the India, they can ask the which city is not polluted, और noise pollution सबसे कम किस में होता है, सबसे ज़्यादा किस में होता है, they can ask you. And three of the option they will give they will give Asansol, Delhi, Kolkata, and one of the option they will give you Chandigarh or something else, है ना? So you should know. So AK Gore also has mentioned a definition. So sound is a resultant of the pressure variations. Sound is the result of the pressure variation is an elastic medium. Elastic medium कौन सा? Example air, water or solid. Generated by the vibrating surface. Vibrating surface or the turbulent fluid, and sound is the. तो यहाँ पे क्या होता है? First point what you should remember, sound is the pressure variation. So sound is the result of pressure variation. Second point you should remember that is sound propagate in form of propagate propagates in form of longitudinal. Okay, longitudinal. This point you should also remember. So longitudinal sound is the longitudinal. And third point you should remember the unit of, I already told you, unit of the sound is decibel. And fourth point is the unit of sound pressure level is Pascal. प्रेशर की तो पास्कल ही है. So this is the chart. So if these are the highest or the highest pressure point, so the difference between the two highest pressure point or the distance between the two highest pressure point is known as the wavelength. Or you can give another definition, the difference between the two lowest or distance between the two lowest pressure point is also known as wavelength. And what is the amplitude? The highest pressure level is known as amplitude. The speed of the wave is equal to the product of the. So if so, this formula you should remember. If they want to ask you the speed of the sound, then the speed of the sound, speed of the sound. What is the speed of sound? Wavelength into frequency. So I think you have read this formula in 11th and 12th. So when you were preparing any examination in the 11th 12th, you have definitely read this formula in the physics. So please remember that also. So where what is the V? This is the speed of the sound. What is the F? F is the frequency. Lambda is the wavelength. So wavelength we have discussed. ठीक है? Frequency, that means how much times it pass from the that a single point, that is the frequency. So we will discuss it. If any question will ask, we will discuss it in detail. Just remember the formula, and whatever I am saying, that table or those information you should know. Okay. Now I also gather this information for you because they may ask कि कहाँ पे noise pollution is mentioned. So you, this information you should also remember. So noise pollution before 2000, the you will find out noise pollution and its source were addressed in the Air Pollution Act 1981. Okay, so before 2000 there was no law, so they have mentioned this air noise pollution in the Air Prevention and Control Pollution Act 1981. But after 2000, in the 2000 they have uh, published a, or they have passed a law, noise pollution rules 2000, in which they have separated noise pollution from the air pollution. ठीक है? So now noise pollution you will find in the noise pollution. So first fact is this point. Second, if you want to remember, you can remember that a noise standard for the motor vehicle air conditioner or refrigerator. For our benefit or in the mining, you should know the motor vehicle noise pollution will also mention in Environmental Protection Rule 1986. So you will find noise standard in also in the environmental rules. And noise emanating from the industry is regulated by the State Pollution Control Board. ठीक है, so noise किसी भी इंडस्ट्री से निकल रहा है तो उसको स्टेट पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड उसको रेगुलेट करता है, ठीक है, अंडर एयर प्रिवेंशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड कंट्रोल एक्ट 1981. I think if you have any doubt you can comment in the chat box. ठीक है, अभी तक जो भी मैंने पढ़ा है उसमें कुछ भी डाउट हो आप बोल सकते हो। मैं बहुत धीरे धीरे चल रहा हूँ, है ना, एक एक चीज जो चीज मैं बता रहा कि जो चीज एक्स्ट्रा मेंशन कर रहा हूँ ना आपको वो लिख लेनी है क्योंकि यू विल नॉट फाइंड इट इन द एक गोरई. सो मेजरमेंट. सो फर्स्ट, frequency range. This point you should remember. Frequency range for human ear 20 to 20,000 hertz. This information you should remember because I have seen they ask this basic question and many people do not know and they will not qualify. So frequency range for the human ear is 20 to 20,000. 20 to 20,000 ऐसे 10-15 बार बोलोगे तो भी दिमाग में बैठ जाएगा ये. And average person, so average person normally here can detect sound pressure sound pressure amplitude from the range point 0.0002 microbar to 1000 microbar. Please remember these two points. And I already told you the what is the measurement unit decibel. Now we will see 2-3 formula. Just remember this formula. We will see the use in the our numerical section. Just remember first formula is the magnitude of the volume or sound expressed in the decibel is called as the sound pressure level. This is the sound pressure level. So if they want to ask you the sound pressure level in decibel, it will be in decibel. So sound pressure level will be 20 log base 10 P by P node. So you have to know P node is the reference pressure and it will be 2 into 10 to power minus 5. 2 into 10 to power minus 5. So this information you should remember. Is sound pressure level 20 log P by P node. 20 log P by P node. And they will give you the P value and try to find out the sound pressure level. We will do the numerical based on it. Just remember this formula. Special sound pressure level. Second formula is sound power level. Sound power level. First we have seen sound pressure level. Now we are seeing sound power level. Sound power level. So it representing with the LW 10 log, where in the sound pressure level it was 20, but in the sound power level it is 10. So it sound pressure level is 20 log 10 P by P node. Sound pressure level or sound power level will be 10 log 10 W by W reference. Here W reference will be 10 to power minus 20 watt, 10 to power minus 12. 10⁻⁻12, ठीक है. And W is the power of interest, and P is the RMS sound pressure. We will see when we will discuss the question. Just remember, there is a difference between the sound pressure level and sound power level, and their formula is little bit different. Third formula will be the sound intensity level. First we have seen sound pressure level, 20 log 10 P by P naught. Then we said sound power level, 10 log W by W naught. W naught will be, P naught will be, okay. Please remember these facts. And third formula will be sound intensity level. Sound intensity level. What is sound intensity level? Power passing through a unit. This is the, if the unit area, so power passing through this unit area is known as intensity. I think you have play games in the mall that you take a hammer and uh, put your give your full power, and you throw the hammer on the this box, and your it will show some indicator how much power you have. It shows intensity. So it work on the intensity, कितनी आपने मजबूती से उस पे मारा हथौड़ा, जिससे कि एक बार में आपका ये ऊपर नीचे जाता है. So intensity level. So sound intensity level formula is 10 log I by I reference. So I reference is 10 to power minus 12. Unit is different. यहाँ पे watt by meter square. It was watt. ठीक है. And only difference is 20. Equivalent noise level we will see when we will discuss the numerical, or after we will discuss everything, we will discuss the equivalent noise level. Come to frequency spectrum. The second parameter in the addition to sound pressure level. Sound pressure level, what was the formula? 20 log 10 base P by P naught. Okay. So required to characterize the noise is the frequency. The noise level for the particular source vary from the frequency range. So what he is saying, the noise level in the particular source varies in the range, है ना, in the frequency range. Suppose fn plus 1 minus fn, it will be the range. Then it should be basically the difference between the both will be known as bandwidth. Bandwidth. And जस्ट आपको तो है ना दो तीन पॉइंट याद रखना है. यू हैव टू रिमेंबर 2-3 पॉइंट. सो एफ एन प्लस वन माइनस एफ एन मीन्स टू डिफरेंस बिटवीन टू फ्रीक्वेंसी इज इक्वल टू द बैंड विथ. Second formula, fn plus 1 divided by fn should be equal to 2k. Okay, this formula is also you should know. Now these the bands are geometrically related. So this is the second point, this is the first point you should remember. Other things if you forget it's okay, but these 2 points you should remember, that fn both difference will be equal to bandwidth, and their ratio will be equal to 2 की power k. And third is the central frequency. Central frequency will be their root of their multiplication. So root of their multiplication is known as central frequency. These 3 points you should remember. Okay, these three formula you should remember. I also give you hint in the if देखो generally in the gate they ask us typical question because they provide us the calculator. So if in the examination they will not provide the calculator, then you just remember the formula. They can ask the formula because you, if they will not ask the numerical, what they can ask, they can give you directly formula and you will be confused because we have seen the formula of the sound pressure level and the sound power level. So many of you, those who not revise properly, they may confuse कि यहाँ पे 10 था 20 था, यहाँ पे W था या P था. So please remember the formula. First task is this. Then if question required, we will discuss each and every question of your AK Gorai, and it will definitely help you in the examination. Just focus on the AK Gorai and complete. Do not think क्या आएगा, कैसे आएगा, क्यों आएगा. Just complete AK Gorai, and whatever class we the mining Gyan is organized for you, take that class seriously. I think that is sufficient. और एक वो जो NC डे, that book you should revise daily 10 page you have to read, revise it multiple time 4 to 5. I think if you cover the 2 3 books, you will crack that exam, है ना. अब आपको कोई भी 70-80 हजार की नौकरी दे रहा है ना. इफ somebody paying you 70 to 80 thousand or 90,000 job in your desired location, यार इतनी मेहनत, that much effort you have to do, because you can see SSC CGL exam, you can see 40 lakh forms fill up and only 4 to 5,000 people succeed, and they earn only in the below rank, only top position earned 70 to 80,000. But if you are below a criteria, they only get 20 to 35,000, है ना. You can also consider RAS or any state exam also, that top position RAS or Tehsildar, they earn good money, but on the bottom they also not satisfying job. But here अगर आपको छोटा सा, थोड़ा सा मेहनत, if you are giving, if you are थोड़ा सा small effort you do in the mining, you will get more return compared to any other examination. तो शुक्र मनाओ कि आप माइनिंग में हो. अगर मैकेनिकल सिविल में होता है तो लोगों का गेट भी नहीं निकलता, उनका कट ऑफ देख लेना आप. तो यहाँ पे तो 3 4 बुक है, ओनली 3 to 4 बुक्स, सो दैट यू हैव टू फिनिश. अगर आपने उसको फिनिश कर लिया, रिवाइज प्रॉपरली कर लिया, तो आपका वैसे ही सिलेक्शन कोई नहीं रोक सकता. जब when we were preparing, we only cover 2 3 books like AK Gorai, NC Day, or DJ Desmukh. So that was enough, है ना. Nowadays there are, मतलब you have joined the mining Gyan, they are giving you each and everything. They have organized your AK Gorai solutions, they are organized your theory section also. आपको बस कोशिश करनी है, जो पढ़ाया जाए उसी को रिवाइज करना है. डू नॉट थिंक टू मच. whenever the any chapter complete, try to solve the previous year question, not only uh, of the your SCCL exam but also of CIL. If any NTPC organize, I don't know they organize or not, but if they organize any times, you have to revise that one. Gate examination, gate paper, and any mining officer paper, that paper you have previous year, you have to see कि आपसे क्वेश्चन बन रहे नहीं बन रहे, एंड यू विल फील कॉन्फिडेंस दैट आपसे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन बनेंगे. ठीक है, तो आप बस रिवाइज अच्छे से करो, पढ़ाई अच्छे से करो, हो जाएगा आप लोगों का. जितना लोग लाइव में आता है, बस जाके आप रिवाइज करो, अच्छे से रिवाइज करो, प्रैक्टिस करो, आपका कोई नहीं रोक पाएगा, है ना. ठीक ठाक पोस्ट है. साउंड वेव sound wave propagation. Sound wave propagation are two types. First is the point source point source. Second will be line source. If a point source, that means the relationship of the sound pressure level and sound power level. So I think you know the both formula for the both sound pressure level and sound power level. So sound power level and sound pressure level. Sound, this is the pressure level, this is the power level. Minus 20 log 10 r minus 11. This formula you should remember. The relationship between sound pressure level and sound power level, the relation between both is this formula. So what is the sound W? This is the power level, and this is the pressure level. We are talking about the point load, okay? And what is the R? R is the radial distance. So please remember, we will see numericals on it. Just today your task is just go and revise this formula before sleeping, and when you woke up tomorrow just revise the formulas. I told you to make a short notes for the all formula daily. When you woke up and go to sleep, those formula you have to revise. ठीक है? अगर अभी भी किसी ने नहीं बनाई है तो you should make your formula list. Point source, I think these are the we have discussed in the last slide, and just remember these 2 points. If there are two point load, then their ratio will be LP1 by L2 will be 20 log R2 by R1. Just remember this fact. For R2 minus log R1. LP1 minus LP2. If they want to, they will give us the difference between the two point load. Then their difference will be 20 log base 10 R2 minus log base 10 R1. Just remember this formula also. And for the line source, you have to consider in the first formula they were 20, and in the second for the point load LP1 LP2 will was 20 log R2 minus log R1, and for line load 10 log R2 minus log R1. Okay, this formula you should remember. Now we will see the why work site standards. वर्क साइट स्टैंडर्ड क्यों डिफिकल्ट होता है, क्यों जरूरी होता है? बिकॉज इफ यू आर स्टेइंग इन द environment of the noise pollution, then after you will not feel comfortable, and it will be harmful for your ear. Based on the study conducted by the different part of the world respect to harmful consequences of the noise exposure, it is realized by DGMS to define the noise limits. है ना? So DGMS has also defined the noise level. So why they have defined? Because to prevent the risk of the hearing, है ना? आपके कानों को बचाने के लिए. And because in if there are lot of noise, then in the minds you cannot heard what the your colleagues or the supervisor or your boss is saying. So noise is should be on the limiting, मतलब इतना भी नहीं होना चाहिए कि बिल्कुल ही वॉकी टॉकी, यू कांट हियर ऑन द वॉकी टॉकी, so it interrupt your communication. To eliminate nervous fatigue, because if you are staying uh, in the in the sound or noise pollution environment, you will feel fatigue, मतलब थका हुआ महसूस करोगे. This chart is important, very important either. So if you are, the limit is 85 decibel. We have seen this limit in the WHO also. If the warning limit is 85 decibel, may be set to the level below which very little risky. That means 85 decibel. So decibel. So less than 85 decibel is safe. You can say safe or very little risk. So at 90 decibel will be danger limit. Danger limit. So you have to write these fact in very few points, जिससे कि आपको रिवाइज करने में आसान हो, है ना. दे मे कंफ्यूज ड्यूरिंग द एग्जाम, बट इफ यू राइट दैट 80 85 लेस देन 85 विल बी नॉट lower little risky, or 90 decimal danger limit. Danger limit for unprotected ear के लिए danger limit. And 115 decibel, a worker should not allow to enter without appropriate protection. If you notice that in an area the sound or noise pollution is 115 decibel, then no person will not allowed without protection, without ear protection. ठीक है. And if the limit is 130 decibel, then protective equipment you have to use. And if the limit is 140 decibel, no worker allowed. If you are wearing or no, not wearing any protective equipment, you will not allowed in that area. Just remember 85 decibel, 90 decibel, 115 decibel, 130 decibel, 140 decibel. These 5 points you should remember. 85 less than 85 decibel, that means little risk. 90 decibel, that means danger zone. With the unprotected ear के लिए danger zone है. If 115 decibel, then not allowed without protective equipment. In 130 decimal, that means you need protective equipment. And 140 decibel, no worker will be allowed. And ambient standard also mentioned by the Central Pollution Control Board. Central Pollution Control Board has mentioned the ambient noise standard for industrial area. I think daytime, nighttime, you know or not know. I want to tell you what is the daytime and what is the night time. Daytime is 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. is known as daytime. Please remember. You may confuse daytime from 6 to 2 because that is the basically a day shift, so you may confuse. But daytime, that means from 6 a.m. from to 10 p.m. That is your day. So please remember, because many of you confuse that is from the sunrise to sunset, or many of you confuse with the day shift. So that is not the daytime. Daytime is the mean time of 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. What is the night time is 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. That 2 points you should, you need to know. So, and what is the silence zone? Silence zone, what is the silence zone? Silence zone is the defined as the area. So, suppose this is your hospital. This is your hospital. Then from the hospital, 100 meter, around 100 meter, there should be the silence zone. Either it is hospital or is education, educational institute, or either it is courts, religious practice place. So these are the area, and from that area, 100 meter should be silence zone. This will be silence zone. So for the industrial area, the daytime, you can, your sound level can be reached up to 75 decibel, but in the night, in industrial area, because they also sleep, so the 70 decibel. Commercial area 65, 55. Or residential area, because in the residential area you sleep. Either it is colony of the city, so their silence zone will be 55 to 45. And silence zone, as I told you, what is the silence zone? Near education, court, hospital, around it 100 meter, it is the silent zone. So in this area, the pollution level in noise pollution level in daytime is 50 decibel, and in the night time is the 40 decibel. Please remember this chart also. Three chart I told you to remember, three four charts. So the supreme, if you want to know these facts, you can. So the Supreme Court in 2005 banned the use of the loudspeaker music system in 10 p.m. to 8 p.m. That means the night shift. Except in the question they may ask you the in the whole case or the whole area. No, except the public emergency at a public place. Or Bombay High Court in 2016, they declare that use of the loudspeaker is not your fundamental right. You cannot say that it is my fundamental right to propagate my religion on a loudspeaker. Then it is not your fundamental right under Article 25 of the Constitution of the India. So if you want to remember these points, it you should remember. Okay? So this information I think important for you. So please comment if you have any doubt, whatever we have discussed in the noise pollution. Said Afruddin, log based question. I have learned when I was 11 or 12 in also in the college, the short trick to find out the values. But do not too worry about this log values, because If they want to ask you, they will ask only log 2, log 3, that value, you log 5, or they will give you in the bracket the value of the result. So do not to worry about the log values. You just need to, अगर मान लो कोई क्वेश्चन गेट में आया है ना प्रीवियस ईयर, सो फर्स्ट फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी इज, व्हाट इज द फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी, यू हैव टू लर्न द प्रोसेस कि कैसे वो क्वेश्चन होता है. सेकंड, if you don't know or if you forget again and again after revising, then write down in the single paper, rut low, revise it multiple time if you are unable to solve that question. ठीक है, take care and revise properly. See you tomorrow.
To watch the complete video, download the Mining Gyan app from the Play Store. Enjoy a seamless learning experience without interruptions and subscribe to our YouTube channel.